Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Capricorn. So Capricorn, as usual, I'm doing this reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you can see are from this deck. So Capricorn, I feel like I have a message for you from the high priestess that is here. But there's also something about becoming the high priestess, realizing that you are the high priestess, and how you're becoming more and more clear about who's giving the direction, or what energy, what entity is giving you the direction to move past a phase of your life, or a very dense situation, a very mentally or emotionally, I feel like specifically mentally draining phase, or like a difficult period of your life. Because although the cards that I'm seeing here, and we have plenty of swords cards, apart from the high priestess, we just have another one that is coming from the cup suit, which is soothing the energy, by the way, because I feel like your knowingness, your connection to the high priestess is so clear, because you know that you are it, you are the high priestess. So you know that who's in charge right now, it's like this higher version of yourself. So you don't have to worry about anything, even though you might be overcoming like a hard phase, or a very mentally overwhelming phase for you. It's like you're becoming more powerful, because you're not neglecting that, because you're not denying that, because you are actually it's like you're owning it, you're owning that. And it's like this voice of wisdom that is just coming to you and helping you to like take the time that you need, right? It's not a matter of rushing into overcoming the situation. It's like really, it's like it's going through it with a lot of awareness. So the Four of Swords, opening up your reading today, Capricorn, it's talking about not needing to rush into this phase of action. It's like you are still, you're not stagnant, I want to say. You're not stagnant, and you're not still either. You're not in a standstill. I'm not seeing it. You're going through a phase of recalibration, in a sense, or like this fine tuning to the high priestess, because the high priestess is in charge right now. This is what I'm hearing from this card. What I heard, so it's interesting, because at the same time that I'm hearing the high priestess is in charge, I'm hearing I'm in charge. You see what I mean? But through the high priestess, through the wisdom of the high priestess, because it's like now you see where you are, like in this apparently standstill phase, which is not stagnant, right? Because the Six of Swords coming next, and the high priestess being in charge, you know, the Six of Swords talks to me about surrender. You're surrendering to your higher self's wisdom, in a sense, and ability to charge forward, right? It's like the Six of Swords talks about moving from the Four of Swords to having a little bit more motion, a little bit more momentum, but it's a gentle surrender. It's not that impactful and very disturbing type of motion. It's not turbulent, right? It's like it's almost like you don't feel the turbulence, right? Because maybe your instinctive perception, or your focused perception at the moment, before this one begins to, you know, make the calls, or begins to show you that she's in charge, it's like your first perception, Capricorn, is that things are not moving, but they are. It's just that it's almost like, you know, we don't perceive the movement of trees, right? It's like we don't see that they are alive, right? Because their pace is so much slower than ours. So I feel like the pace of the high priestess is kind of like that. It's a slower pace. It moves moves in another dimension. So therefore, you know, that's the reason why we have so many sword cards, I think, here. It's because it's like it's in this realm of spirit. For me, yes, the it's like the arrow sometimes represents the mind, like your mental space, but sometimes, and because of the high priestess specifically, because she's in charge now, you're in charge, like your higher version is in charge. It's like reaching, like it's like going from maybe this phase of like lacking clarity, mental clarity, to understanding, like it's like your frequency is rising, right? It's like you are reaching this level where you will have clarity. You will have, it's like you will have this clear vision, right? The Ace of Swords to me talks about this clear direction forward, but this is because the high priestess is in charge. So, and because she is in charge, it's like now the perception that at first was like this apparent standstill, which, as I'm saying, it's like it doesn't feel like that uncomfortable. It's like you don't need to worry, you don't need to hurry. It's interesting, the play of words. You don't need to worry and you don't need to hurry, right? There is no right or wrong pace. It's just that now you're understanding more the pace of the high priestess. It's like how she moves you, how she asks of you to surrender. And this surrender feels like it really clears things up, right? It's almost like, you know, a very stormy day, a very cloudy day suddenly becomes very clear, right? And because there are so many swords, specifically because, you know, the 10 of Swords is coming later on, I feel like there are still clouds in the sky. That's the thing. It's not like everything is clearing up and now the sun is out there and, you know, you are like in this very happy mood. It's interesting because there was, I think it was 2 readings ago. I'm not sure if it was the Scorpio or the Libra reading, but it was talking about, or the Leo reading, it was talking about like becoming very happy, like really like just getting in tune with the sun. The sun is not here, but the high priestess is for you, right? And it's kind of like the high priestess navigates in the fog, right? Like it really excels in a very misty, mysterious environment, right? This is where she is like the best sailor in a sense. So she's the one conducting the boat with the 6 of Swords and giving the shots, right? She's the one saying like, go this way or go that way, or just keep on going forward, right? It's like, because there is no need to hurry. It's like, it's almost like she's just confirming to you that it's like that she is taking care of you, right? She has things under control. But it's not controlling, you know what I mean? It's like, it's very gentle, it's a very feminine, caring, loving energy, but not lame, or not, maybe that's not the right word. It's not very exaggerated, right? It's not like she is overly caring, or because of all the swords, it's like there is like this straightforward message coming through. It's like straightforward clarity. So you know that it's like there is this fine tuning that is happening while you surrender. It's kind of like surrendering to yourself in a sense, and not being afraid of that, right? It's like just allowing it. Allowing this to come forward in a way that you feel like this initial movement, so it really doesn't give you this perception of being stuck. It's kind of like I'm just trying to sense into this Four of Swords, because the card that is coming after the Ace of Swords, which was the direction forward, and you trusting the High Priestess, and like she is making sure that you know that she's in control. She sees clearly where you're going, and she wants to make sure that you know that where you're landing is a soft spot. This is what this Four of Cups is talking about. And it's kind of like a response in a sense to your Four of Swords here in the beginning, because even though you don't have to worry or you don't have to hurry into anything really, this could feel a little bit sharp, right? Like this agonizing type of waiting game, right? It's like not knowing exactly where you're going, not knowing exactly what's going on. It's like, okay, yes, you're surrendering to the High Priestess, but it's almost like if she's the one like in charge right now, there is a little bit of stepping down, right? Not, it's like surrendering means not being in charge. It's like knowing that your higher self is in charge, but at the same time is you. It's higher version of yourself. So you are in charge in some way, but not completely. It's like your ego is out of the way, or your small human personality self is out of the way. So that is, it's like that part of yourself is taking a nap in a sense. But this waiting game could be agonizing for, you know, your mind in a sense. Your mind wants to be in control, but now that this one is in control, it's like your mind doesn't have to worry with anything really. So what gives you the sense that even your mind, no matter how angsty it is or how nervous it becomes, because it's like it's not being needed, right? It's not being used, so therefore it can just cool down and just, you know, rest for a bit. This High Priestess is, it's almost like this, I don't know if you've had that, but I have that a lot. It's kind of like a conversation with myself. This is what I'm feeling for you, Capricorn. It's like you, your higher self, your High Priestess version who's in charge right now, is stating to yourself that wherever you're going, it's going to be this soft landing, right? It's like, I'm seeing this as like a very warm and heartfelt welcome, right? It's like wherever, because it's almost like if you're leaving the Four of Swords, which could have been like, you know, this, it's almost like this familiar mental route, right? It's like your mind is used to navigating a certain pattern, existing by demand is what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but it's almost like the more you demanded of your mind, the more it felt useful, if that makes sense. So the more it felt useful, the more it created a familiar pattern. But now that that is being put to rest, right? So that part is becoming still, right? Entering this stasis motion, right? Or a lack of motion, I should say. But again, it's not lack of motion entirely. It's like this part of your brain, this part of your mind is also going with you, but it's now being conducted by the one in charge, which is the High Priestess, because it's almost like she sees something beyond the pattern, beyond the limitation, beyond the familiar landscape of your mind, right? It has like this higher perspective in a sense, and what she sees and what she's making sure that you know is that what she's seeing that perhaps is beyond what your mind can grasp right now because it's taking a nap, is that where you're going, it's going to feel familiar as well, right? Because it's another four, but it's different because it's not sharp. It's not going to create that type of reactive response, right? Or that stressful type of agony, right? With the sharp edge. It's like, it's something that is very calming, right? It's like the soft landing is how it wants to be described, because after this Four of Cups, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords, because it's like this, let me see if I can hold all of these. The central row, the central column of this spread is the Four of Swords, the Six of Swords, and then the Ten of Swords. So if you see here, it's like here is the familiar. This is like the initial point, the ground zero in a sense, where your mind is being put to sleep. And then there is this initial movement guided by the High Priestess. And then here it feels like the guidance that she's giving, you see, because there is this sword in front and then this other that is being followed. It's almost like she's the one, it's like she's in the wind. She's in the mist, I should say. She's in the mist, right? She is in this fog. It's like the fog is the High Priestess. This is her realm. It's almost like maybe it could be a very convoluted, right, with all of these swords. It's like it could be a very convoluted environment, but because you're surrendering, right, to your higher self, it's like it creates kind of like this opening, right? And because of this, because she has like this higher vision, it's almost like she enters this realm of the fog, the realm of, it's almost like this nebulous mindset. It's kind of like, you know, when you are just about to sleep or when you are just about to wake up, it's like that very foggy state where, you know, your dreamscape is still pretty much there, but you are starting to wake up or you're starting to fall asleep. It's kind of like that in between twilight zone, right? It's like this is where she enters, or maybe this is where she communicates with you that she's in charge, because even though your perception is that you are in the middle of the fog, right? It's like she has like this wind that is blowing, and it's like it's just blowing up the sail, right? It's like if we think of the boat, it's not just, you know, a rowing boat. It's like it has sails. So it's like she's blowing the wind so that you move, but it's like in a very gently, soothing, very loving and caring movement forward, right? And so even though it might be a very unclear path, it's like for some reason you're not perceiving it as unclear or as convoluted or as damaging or as risky even. It's like you are pretty sure that it's even like protection. It's almost like because you're crossing the Ten of Swords, it's like the ending of like things that could really be detrimental to your mental health, for instance. It's like your mind is being put to rest so that you are, it's almost like you're entering like this anesthesia, right? This mental anesthesia, but your spirit is in charge. Your higher self is in charge. So your higher self has this higher vision. And this is what you're trusting, right? Because it's like, you're allowing this clear vision because it makes you feel safe. It makes you feel comfortable. It's like it's this comfortable, soft landing spot. It's like, so, and maybe it's not just where you're going. It's like when you are, you know, traveling with the High Priestess, right? Following her guidance. It's like you already have this sensation that things are just cozier, right? Even in maybe like still be in the boat, you see, because you're still moving. It's like it's almost like the High Priestess is helping you to cross over like a specific part of your journey that is even like it's more appropriate for you, for your mental health, that you don't see much. That so it's almost like she's bringing the fog. Is she bringing the fog? That's so amazing. It's like she moves best when she's unseen, but it's like you sense her. It's like because you know that she's behind you, giving you it's like she's steering the wheel. She's steering the boat. She's steering this sailboat, right? It's coming to her as the sailor. Like she's the master of the seas. She's the master of the seas of your unconscious, right? Or maybe like this very dreamy, very etheric landscape. So it's like she knows the seas. It's like she's a very seasoned, experienced sailor, so she is capable of navigating through like these very foggy environments, like mental scapes, dreamscapes, spiritual scapes, whatever it is, the swords realm. It could be like a bit of both, right? But she sees beyond the fog. She sees above that. She sees something that gives you the sensation that you can trust her. So what happens is that you, Capricorn, are at the very end here embodying with the Queen of Swords. It's like what you're becoming it, right? You're becoming the High Priestess. You are in charge. You realize that you're in charge. So even though I said this in the beginning, I feel like it only comes to you at the very end, right? It's like you're in charge. You're the High Priestess. This is your higher self. This is your higher version. So that's amazing, because that's what this is. And it's calm. It's very cool. It's very, it's like it's very wise. It's very certain. So there is this trust, this immense trust in High Priestess, in yourself, basically, right? So Capricorn, I am going to pull more cards for you, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.